Hello ladies, it's Mesa with kinsmade.etsy.com, and I have quite a few requests to do a tutorial on my Hunger Games Mockingjay manicure. It's a new technique I was trying. I am going to show you the plates that we used. This is my off-roading plate from my own private line. It is sold out. And this is our logos plate. This was one of the first plates that I ever had made. And so before you go breaking the internet looking for this, just know that they are sold out. This one, right after it sold out when I first made it, I put my spare copy out on eBay, and it went for $39 plus shipping. So I would definitely expect it to be more than that now if you are able to find it, and it will most likely be second hand. So, and probably a similar story with the Jeep and off-road themes. So anyway, but I used the flame. I used this flame image and the Mockingjay right here. So I'm going to do that for you today, and I'm just going to use one of these little fingernail needlies. But if you are going to create this on your actual nail, I would definitely say this is a time to use your latex barrier. I like Goof Proof by Twisted Lacquer to protect your skin, because when we get to the part where we're using the markers, then it's going to be staining some skin pretty bad. I would also suggest using a good base coat, Grayson, a good base coat, because we're going to use a black background for this, what's it called, neon lights technique. We're going to use black, and black, not every black stains, but you know, dark colors tend to stain, so I don't know what kind of black you're going to be using. For my sample today, I'm going to be using Jet by Soothing Soul Nail Lacquer. tssnails.com is where you can get this little beauty. Where'd my little nail go? So, of course, we would use a base coat on your nail. We're going to skip that step for the video. Just do a couple of coats, because you definitely want this to be opaque and inky like a black night sky, so that your neon lights really pop on them. So probably not going to be wanting a visible nail line or anything like that for this. Although, who knows, you know, sometimes breaking the rules makes it a lot of fun as well. So while those two quick coats are drying, I'm going to carefully set that aside, and I'm going to explain to you something you're going to need to work on to create this effect. And hopefully you can see this. I wonder if I can turn on my camera or my torchlight. Hey, that's so much better. So I hope you can see this, that inside there's like a glow. You can see the really black, but then you can also see this like hazy glow. Here, maybe down by the red, it might show better. You can see where it's black, and then it's kind of a hazy red. So that was the technique that I needed to play up a little bit more. This was my first attempt, but I thought the flames would be a good time to try that. So I started with this confetti polish. This is 001 glass slipper, which you can find brand new unopened bottles at kinsmade.etsy.com. So I went ahead and used this, and then I grabbed a white out of my collection, an inexpensive white, Snowy White by Sinful Colors. It's just the one that I grabbed. It does not have to be this, but it does need to be an opaque white. And then I just put in about, I would say about 6 drops. And I might have needed a little bit more to get a more pronounced haze. I don't know, 6 or 7 drops. Start with that, and see what you get. But I just put a few of these drops into my clear, and that gave me this milky, thin, milky result. And it does need to be thin. I doubt you're going to find a polish that's already like this. It's very Frankenpolish. It's definitely something you're probably going to have to Frankenpolish using a clear. You could probably use the clear Wet n Wild clear nail protector. I happen to have a lot of the confetti on hand, so I went with that. Okay, so the other thing you're definitely going to need is a very opaque white, and forgive my really sad bottle, I broke my cap. On my white stamping polish, this is very opaque. You usually do not see me telling you that you need opaque, stamping polish. This is one of those exceptions to the rule. So I think for demonstration purposes, the Mockingjay is going to be the better thing to show you. Let's see, where's the scraping card? Get that ready. Get all your tools ready so you can work fast. Probably don't need to teach you how to stamp. Oops. Okay, we scrape once. We pick up. And we're just going to pull away all these little extra things that came up. Okay. I forget which direction the Mockingjay goes. I think down like that. It's so hard to do this through the... Oops. Okay. And I picked up a little bit of my black there too. But you guys are going to forgive me because, you understand these things happen. And you don't want me to have to start my video over, right? Okay, so that's the first step. Okay, we're just going to pretend like that Mockingjay is perfect. And then what we're going to do is just paint around, whoa, and you might need a finer brush for this, but I'm just going to kind of dab it. And I'm just going to go around the edges, and I want to leave a tiny bit of black in between if I can. See, in this white pot, oop, whoa! Shot to the floor. Okay, a little bit of carpet fiber now. And a broken wing. Oh, videos. You gotta love them. I don't know who does these tutorials that are so perfect. I am definitely not. No matter how much preparation I do, I always have goofiness. So what this milky stuff is going to do is it's going to catch the marker and give us that outer glow. It's going to pick up the color of the marker. That's why we need the black background, because then we can be really sloppy with the marker. Let's see, this is not showing you. Hopefully you can see where I've just put the milky part. Okay, and we're going to want to do the Mockingjay one more time on top. And we're going to try to get close, but not exact. Oops. Okay, we're going to clean up our plate in between impressions. Get this white stamping polish again. Pick it up ever so gently. Take off this garbage beside. And we're going to try to go exactly on, but you know how you always get a little bit off. And it's going to work in our favor if we're just the tiniest bit off track. And we're a little bit more off track than I wanted to be for that. I wanted to be a little closer, stamping my design on top of it. But you know, that's kind of how this demo is going. Then we're going to take a little baggie or piece of foil, something that we don't mind ruining. Hopefully something you've already used. Reduce, reuse, recycle, right? I'm just using these dollar store markers. You can use Sharpie brand. They're all kind of the same, kind of an ink. I don't know if children's markers are going to work. Then I'm going to use my little pitiful Wet n Wild angled brush that I use for cleanup. Going to take a little bit of isopropyl alcohol. I got this at the Dollar Tree. The brush I got at the Dollar Tree. Just going to dip my brush in. Get it wet, and then I can pick up this marker. Okay. And I did my yellow at the top. Now, if I keep dabbing right now between the time, I need to let it dry. I need to let that dry. And I can go back over it again. Cleaning my brush. Next color I'm going to do is orange. Probably can't see that it's orange because I have this napkin in the way. How about that? Okay, again, dipping my brush in the alcohol. Pick up the orange on my brush. I'm going to kind of overlap a little bit. It's not as dark as I want. But you'll see if you try to go right back in before it dries, you really can't put on more layers. So I'll move on to the red. Cleaning my brush in between. Okay, my red marker. A little alcohol. It's a little too much. The less alcohol you use, the more intense your colors will be. So you might want to go easy at first till you get the hang of it. Dab dab kind of works a little bit better for this technique than anything else. Okay, clean my brush. Try to pick up the yellow, go back over the yellow. So you'll see that it becomes more intense. Each time you let it dry and pack on more, then it gets more and more intense. And then when you top coat this, it does unify, smooth everything. The top coats that I like are Sèche Vive, V-I-V-E, not the V-I-T-E. Sèche Vive is nice and plump, and so is the Sally Hansen Miracle Gel top coat. Make sure you do the 101 or you'll get smearing. The 100 smears like crazy, but the 101 is pretty good for nail art, and it also has that plumpness that will give you a nice solid thing, which having that smooth solid surface with the top coat is going to allow you to see all those little fine, you know, the little fogginess, that little neon echo that you're supposed to have will show up much better. But that's basically the technique. All I would do to achieve this is just to kind of keep going over it and over it for a little brighter. Get that, especially the orange definitely needs brightened. Oops. And you can see there I forgot to change my brush color in between, so kind of goofed that up. Anyway, that's the tutorial. If you enjoy my videos, please comment and subscribe.